The storm hit harder than the forecast predicted. Victor Hale had flown through plasma bursts, asteroid fields, and pirate sieges, but nothing compared to the razor-sharp blizzards of Vernus 9, a frostbitten moon on the edge of regulated space. His shuttle skidded across the ice, metal shrieking as it finally crashed into a field of crystalline shards. When he crawled out of the wreckage, his visor fogged instantly. Suit power at 38%, the AI warned. Yeah, tell me something I don't know, Victor grumbled. The temperature dropped fast. If he didn't find shelter within the hour, he'd freeze solid. That's when he heard it, soft, ragged breathing. Not human. Victor spun, blaster raised. A girl, small, shivering, covered in pale lavender skin and faint glowing markings, collapsed into the snow behind a cracked ice ridge. Her eyes were enormous, shimmering silver, and full of pain. A virelian, a species known for their fragility. They were empathic, gentle, but practically allergic to cold. She wouldn't last 10 more minutes out here. Victor holstered his weapon and approached slowly. Hey, it's okay, he said in the softest voice his worn, soldier-scarred throat could manage. Her eyes flicked to him, full of panic. Don't, she whispered. Humans dangerous? Victor snorted. Kid, everything on this moon is dangerous. That includes your hypothermia. He scooped her into his arms, light as a feather, freezing to the touch, and carried her into the half-destroyed cargo bay of his shuttle. The emergency heater flickered weakly, but still worked. She curled instinctively toward the warmth. What's your name? He asked. She hesitated. Lanira. All right, Lanira. Let's get you warmed up before you turn into a popsicle. But the heater was struggling. Victor's suit temperature alerts blared again. The blizzard roared outside, threatening to bury the shuttle entirely. They needed shared warmth. No other option. He unzipped his thermal survival bag and set it open beside her. Look, he said with a sigh, the bag retains heat better with 2 people. Otherwise you're not going to make it. And to be honest, neither will I. Lanira stared at the sleeping bag, then at him. Her silver eyes widened in disbelief. You would share warmth with me? Yeah, he said, rubbing the back of his neck. Unless you prefer freezing to death. Her hands trembled. My people only share heat with family. Or with someone we trust completely. Victor blinked. Well, consider this an emergency exception? But something in her expression said this was far more intimate than he realized. Still, survival came first. Just get in, he murmured. After a long, anxious moment, she nodded. Middle. Her reaction changed everything. The sleeping bag sealed around them with a soft hiss, activating the internal thermal layer. Instantly, warmth blossomed around Victor's chest and arms. Lanira gasped at the sudden temperature change, then slowly relaxed, her ice-cold skin thawing against his. But then something unexpected happened. Her bioluminescent markings, normally faint, began to glow brighter. Victor stiffened. Is that normal? She looked mortified. I cannot control it. My species reacts to shared warmth. It means my body is recognizing your presence. It is embarrassing. Well, it's beautiful, Victor said before he could stop himself. Her eyes lifted, surprised. I have never heard a human say such a thing. He chuckled. First time for everything. As minutes passed, the storm outside intensified, but inside the sleeping bag, a strange, peaceful silence settled between them. Lanira spoke softly. My vessel was attacked. Raiders. I escaped in a pod that crashed near you. My clan. I fear they are gone. Her voice cracked. Victor swallowed hard. He'd been a soldier for years. He'd seen loss, survivors clinging to nothing but hope. But hearing it from her, this fragile, glowing being curled against him, hit different. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "but I promise you're not alone now." Her fingers hesitantly touched his wrist. "Why are humans like this?" she asked. "Always helping even strangers." Victor laughed softly. "Trust me, humans aren't always good, but we try to be." She tilted her head. "I was taught humans were violent, unpredictable, dangerous." "Some are," he admitted. "But so are some viralians, I'm guessing." She considered that. Perhaps our elders lied to us. Or perhaps we feared what we did not understand. For a moment, neither spoke. Only their shared breath filled the small space. Then Lanira leaned slightly closer. "You are warm," she murmured, almost dreamily. Victor flushed. "Yeah, well, humans are basically walking furnaces." But then she placed her glowing palm against his chest, right over his heart. Victor inhaled sharply. "Whoa. Hey, what's that for?" Her eyes fluttered. "Your heartbeat gets strong. Steady. I feel safe." Victor's throat tightened. Her glow intensified, lighting up the entire sleeping bag with soft violet light. "Lanira," he whispered, "I think you're overheating." She shook her head. "No. This is not heat. This is trust." Then, unexpectedly, she rested her forehead against his collarbone. Victor froze. Every instinct screamed to hold still, don't scare her, don't make it weird, but then she whispered something that hit him like a plasma blast. "My people bond through warmth. When we survive a storm with another, it creates a connection." Victor swallowed hard. "And what does that mean for us?" Her markings pulsed. "It means," she whispered, "that when this storm ends, I will not abandon you. You have become important." Victor had no words. Middle part 2. The storm breaks, but danger arrives. Hours passed before the blizzard finally calmed. When Victor peeked outside, the ice field was coated in fresh snow, but visibility was clear enough to navigate. He and Lanira climbed out of the sleeping bag, both flushed with awkwardness and something deeper neither dared name. "We should head toward the ridge," Victor said. "If we can get a signal out." A sudden shriek cut through the air. Not the storm. A ship. A raider ship descending fast. Lanira grabbed his hand instinctively. "They have returned. They always hunt survivors." Victor pulled out his blaster. "Not this time." The raiders landed, 3 hulking insectoid brutes stomping across the snow. One spotted them. "Human. Hand over the virilian. She is valuable." Victor stepped in front of Lanira. "Over my dead body." The raider snarled. "That can be arranged." A plasma bolt blasted toward them. Victor dove, shielding Lanira with his body as the shot exploded behind them. Snow and ice erupted into the air. The raider charged. Victor fired, hitting its shoulder, staggering it, but not enough. The brute backhanded him, sending him crashing into the snow. "Victor!" Lanira cried. The raider raised its weapon, and Lanira screamed. Not in fear, in fury. Her bioluminescent markings flared white-hot, and a shockwave of energy burst outward. The raider stumbled back, blinded, roaring. Victor pulled himself up, grabbed his blaster, and fired point-blank. The raider fell. The others hesitated, terrified. Lanira stood glowing like a star, breath trembling. Victor grabbed her hand. "Run." They sprinted toward the ridge, dodging plasma fire. At the top, Victor spotted what he hoped for, a half-buried comm tower. He slammed a distress signal. Moments later, an Alliance patrol ship appeared. The raiders fled instantly. Victor collapsed in relief. Lanira fell beside him, still glowing faintly. "You protected me," she whispered. even when you could have run. He smiled weakly. Guess the connection goes both ways. Ending. A promise born in a sleeping bag. They were brought aboard the patrol ship. Medics rushed to help Lanira, scanning her for injuries. Victor was about to step aside, but Lanira seized his hand tightly. "Do not leave me," she said softly. "Not after what we shared." The medics exchanged knowing looks. Victor squeezed back. "Never." As they sat side by side on the ship's warm deck, Lanira rested her head against his shoulder. "In my culture," she whispered, "sharing warmth inside a sleeping cocoon is a sacred act. It means our lives are intertwined." Victor chuckled gently. "Well, guess I'm stuck with you then." She looked up, eyes glowing like twin moons. "I hope so." Victor felt his breath catch. Maybe surviving the storm wasn't the miracle. Maybe meeting her was.